are listening to Hot Slide presented by The Diner. Just got the Bellevue Collection. The show starts at 7 every Thursday right here on Seattle Sports 710, broadcasting live from Bellevue Square Center Court. I'm Michael Bumpus with my guy Ray Robertson. This young man sitting next to me is from Fresno, California. Cali, stand up. From Southern California. Let's get it. 3 sports stand out in football, basketball, and baseball at Washington Union High, named league MVP and first-team selection as a senior after high school. He spent 2 seasons at Nevada before transferring to Colorado State. Once he got there, he had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, voted team captain in 2023 and 2024. 2 All-Mountain West selections, started 29 of 30 games before having surgery on his knee his senior year. Drafted by the Seahawks in the 5th round. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for WR Tory Horton.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, we out here, man. I was excited when they drafted you, man. I'm a receiver myself, so when I was going through the scouting process, trying to figure out who's going to do what, everyone knew you were going to be a sleeper. What was that moment like for you, having your dreams realized?
Yeah, it was a surreal moment. Everybody kind of had that dream as a kid, and getting that call was something that kind of woke me up and kind of still felt like a dream. And just trying to make the best of every opportunity. It's always a blessing to go to work every day, and I'm just happy to be a Seahawk now.
Yeah, well, it says in the report here that you're like a standout in 3 different sports. Like, what drove you to football over baseball and basketball?
I don't know. I kind of feel like it was something that was in the family household. My brother played defensive back at Boise State and then signed with the Dolphins. So also got some older cousins who played football growing up and things like that. So I feel like football was my destiny, and I always loved baseball. It was my top 2 for sure. Yeah. Basketball was just something that I kind of had the ability to do and did for fun. But till my senior year of high school, football and baseball was my 2 sports, and kind of just stuck with my gut and pursued football more.
Well, I know they said you guys were at the batting cage with the Mariners or something, and they were like, you're the only one that looked like you knew what you were doing. So what was that like to be on a major league field or in a major league batting cage taking some?
Oh yeah, man, it was amazing. I mean, T-Mobile Park is crazy. That stadium it looks amazing, and getting out there, people were looking at me, and they all had their doubts on me until I picked up a bat, and they were like, oh yeah, this dude knows what he's doing. And you can kind of tell, just from some of the throwing mechanics and some of the swing mechanics of this dude got some past history in this sport. And I fell short in the home run derby. They didn't count one of my home runs. They said it went foul ball, but if we go back, I'm looking forward to bringing that championship to me.
Who won the home run derby?
It was like Alexander. He was a rookie who was with us. He ended up hitting one more than me out. I actually went to a overtime with I think it was with I forgot who it was with, but they went to overtime and he ended up taking it all. But I was like, I should have been in there.
You should have gotten it.
Yeah, I should have been in there.
I love it.
Well, you're from Fresno. The first thing I think about when I think of Fresno is Devontae Adams and the Fresno State Bulldogs. Was he an influence on you growing up?
Yeah, for sure. Of course, seeing that high of a caliber athlete coming out of Fresno and, doing what he's been doing in the league is always something you could look up to. And since he was at Fresno State and with the Packers, that's just a receiver that I always watched and just try to admire what he do and, how he create his separation, just the things, how he go by his business to, go out there and perform. So, always looking up to him.
I'm punt returned as well. And I tell people, other than playing quarterback, that's probably one of the harder things to do.
Oh, yeah.
And I was watching you during preseason with my co-host, Brian Walters. He was a returner for the Seahawks as well. And you look so natural. We were like, yeah, he's good to go. Because you can tell when dudes are trying to figure it out back there. Is that something you've always done?
What's crazy is I actually got moved there my junior year of college. And we had 2 guys kind of transferred out. And they kind of was like, man, we need a returner. And I just kind of stuck my hand up and went back there. And I had a little bit of a baseball experience. So, tracking the ball from center field is kind of like quite the same as catching punts a little bit. But my first week, returning and catching punts in the league was a bit shaky. Like, that was some film that I looked at, and even the special teams coach, we looked at it and we laughed. Like, nah, this is not something you want to put out there. And of course, just taking more reps back there, you kind of get more comfortable. You start to see the ball better off the foot, and just the tight spirals and things like that, and that kind of helps you out a lot to know how the ball's going to adjust to you, and know how you got to adjust to certain balls and how it's kicked. So once the first preseason game came along, I was pretty confident back there, and it's like I'm playing center field again. So just reading my keys and seeing the ball, tracking the ball.
Yep. Well, there was also reading in here, speaking of your influences, you're the youngest of 5.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm the youngest of 4, but I had 3 older sisters. And my middle sister, I was just telling Bump, taught me everything, how to fight, how to play football, basketball, the whole 9. And I know you had a sister that plays volleyball, is it?
Yeah.
Did she have any influence? What was the competition like? And like, we had competition over everything, board games, marbles, it didn't matter. It was going to be a competition in some way.
Yeah. What's crazy is my senior year football coach, he coached her in track, and he used to always make jokes saying she had the most bounce in the family because she had the ability to dunk a volleyball while she was playing, which was pretty incredible. Yeah. But he always gave me some mess about that, and she was always that kind of competitor who, if we went to go play basketball, she'd jump in. That's just how we, just how the family is. And same with my brother and them. We all just let her compete. And it was really bad because he played DB. So me being a receiver, we used to always talk mess and go at it. So I feel like it kind of made me who I am today.
I got you.
Talking about talking mess and going at it, I love this question. I love asking this question. What type of player are you when you're on the football field? Are you silent? Are you a talker? What's your vibe?
I'm pretty quiet on the field. There is some times where it could get a little chippy, especially with some blocks. It's a little bit of tugging here and there, and I'm not the type to kind of just go for the extra shoving. So, you will hear a little bit of my words if I feel like you're going overboard a little bit. And it's something that you see on the field. It's never anything personal. It's just I'm not there for the gimmicks. And I just, let it play with that chip on my shoulder. And at the end of the day, it's just fun to me to go out there and have a little bit of just a little bit of that chippiness on the field. It just brings more out of you.
Gotta have that edge out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If you ain't no edge, go ahead and do something else.
Yeah, it's kind of funny being the big dude up here and listening to these little guys out on the edge talking about having edge. Like, what are you talking about? Y'all just running routes. Y'all playing two-hand tag out there.
Run a route.
I can't.
and I ain't blocking nobody in the trenches neither. Hey, so you started at Nevada and then you went to Colorado State. What was that transition like? And then, how were you able to kind of take your game to the next level at Colorado State?
When I was at Nevada, I was behind some, great leaders. I was, got the opportunity to play behind Romeo Dubs. Actually, playing tonight, I was watching their game a little bit, but he kind of taught me some of the things that he learned and just how to go about some routes and things like that. So that was a great jump to my start of college. And once they kind of departed and things like that, also Elijah Cooks, who was there with me, and Cole Turner, those guys are who's making, their NFL, runs and things like that. They kind of taught me those gems of how to, take that approach against DBs and how to read different keys and things like that. And my head coach ended up taking the Colorado State job and brought the offensive coordinator and the receiver coach. So I'm like,
I'm out of there.
Yeah, you kind of just took everything with you. So I just it wasn't really a huge thing of me being in the portal. I kind of knew where I was going already. So once I got in, I knew I was already going to Colorado State, and then kind of just took that leader role, and I made sure I took what they left me with of going out there, reading keys, make sure I'm on point, in the right spot, being dominant every play, and ended up, kind of going past that mark and making a great impact.
Well, you're in the room now with JSN and Cooper Kupp. JSN's a young dude, but he's a pretty accomplished guy, and Cooper Kupp has been in the league for a minute. What have you learned from them? And or are there new things that you're learning, different things you're learning, either on the field or off the field about playing receiver in the NFL?
It's way more details than what people think out there at receiver. It's not just the routes and the catches, it's the blocks and the schemes and things like that. And having a vet like Coop, man, he's a guru to the game, and you could tell he's been turning it up in the league. And he always taught me some of the ins and outs of how to better yourself and be a better player in the scheme, and how to create separation for yourself and things like that. And just watching JSN go out there and compete, the Duke row, he got some smooth releases, he got some crisp routes, and same with Coop, he got some crazy routes. Gives that illusion to DBs of thinking he's going one way and he's going the whole opposite way. And just watching those guys go out there and practice since OTAs, just standing back there watching them go. I try to take some things here and there, and I'm always picking their brain to try to get better. And those guys are great vets, and I'm happy to be behind them and learn from them.
I always admire guys who come back from injury and just do their thing. Like, I got a screw in my foot. And I remember I made the team take me to the hospital again so I could look at the x-ray and be like, all right, let me make sure this thing is ready to go. Yeah. And you're coming back from injury, and it's like it never happened, man. What's been like the mental for you to get to a place where you are right now where you can just play ball?
Yeah, having that injury, it kind of puts you in like that dark zone a little bit. Of course, having that my senior year, not really getting a chance to even get into conference play, it kind of takes your mental game to another level. It's more to it than just running routes and things like that. And it taught me how to watch film differently and how to study plays and opponents, just because I couldn't be out there on the field physically. So it took my mental to another thing. It also taught me to take care of your body. You need your body to go out there and perform. It's a lot of wear and tear on your body from each game, each week, and just the recovery process is the most important thing if you want to be successful in the league. And coming from that injury, it's a lot of things you don't want to do. It's some of those days where you don't feel like doing what you got to do to better yourself, and you either got to make a choice to do it or not do it. And that's something that I kind of learned quickly. If I wanted to get my knee better and things like that, I had to go through those lumps of that recovery standpoint of it. And since having that knee injury, I kind of take that approach with my whole body, and that's how I look at things. And even when I feel like some of the slightest things going on, I'm trying to get on that early. I'm jumping on top of that, because those things linger around. They could just make it worse. So that's something that I kind of learned about myself, is making sure you take care of your body, and just that mental aspect of watching film and studying. Not just trying to go out there and beat everybody with your ability, actually studying and learning the defense and learning some of the schemes that could take some of that overthinking part of the game out of your way, and just go out there and you flowing. Yep.
Well, you look good, brother. I love watching you do what you do, man. You guys get it one more time for Tory Horton.